Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to get your website hosted. So I've already purchased the domain and you should have access to the backend control panel here. If you don't have those login credentials, get with your supervisor. And this is what you're going to see when you log in. So we're in the backend one-in-one control panel. And what we're trying to do here, we don't actually host our websites here on the one-in-one. We have a separate hosting account on SiteGround, or it might even be something different by the time that you see this. But basically, we're going to take what's called a name server, and we're going to change that, and we're going to point them to our hosting service. Okay, I'm not going to go into the details behind what name servers are and what domain pointing means, so you can go ahead and look that up separately. But without further ado, I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, so I'm back here in the control panel. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on Manage Domain. And you may have like 10 of these in here, 15 of these. Find the one that is associated with the domain that you're trying to point. Okay. If you don't notice, I have like 1,000 tabs set up here. But anyway, so next what we're going to do is we are going to, this is the back end specifics of the actual domain. So what we need to do is we need to change the DNS settings, and I've actually already gone in here and done this. You're going to see something a little bit different. However, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Edit Domain Settings. We're going to come into here, we're going to scroll down, and these DNS settings, go ahead and hit Edit. Okay, so now it's going to pull up, what it's going to show for you is these one-in-one name servers here. That's what you're going to see. But what I want you to click is you're going to click on Other Name Servers. Click right there, and here is where you're going to find the correct name servers to point to. So what I have over here is I have our hosting account already pulled up. So I'm going to go back to the cPanel Home. This is the SiteGround cPanel. So you'll need to log into this. If you don't have credentials for this, again, get with your supervisor. So this is the cPanel of SiteGround, and this is actually what most cPanels are going to look like for HostGator or GoDaddy. And what we want here is we want the name servers. So right here, these are our two name servers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the first one. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to name server 1, paste that in, and then I would go over here, grab the second name server, and I would paste this in. So this is actually going to, you have to do a little drop down there. This will come down, and then hit save. So I've already saved it, I'm not going to resave it. Sometimes, guys, this can take up to 48 hours for the changes, and when I first started doing this, I was like, they probably just say that to, to save their butts in case something happens. Honestly, like, it happens more often than you think, that it'll actually sometimes take the most I've seen is about 18 hours. So I've never seen the full 48, but this may not happen instantly. So the next thing we have to do, so we've now pointed the domain to our hosting account. However, now we have to get the website up on that hosting account. So right now the hosting account has no idea that the domain has been pointed. So what we have to do is we have to add the domain on our own hosting account to match it up with where it's coming from. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this backend cPanel is I'm going to go to Add-on Domains, click on that, and we're going to add the exact domain that we just pointed. So this is opwindowwashing.com. I'm just going to grab that. You don't have to go find that if you already know the domain, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to click outside. I'm going to click down here. It's going to automatically free-fill or pre-populate those three. Okay. Now create a password for it. Really doesn't matter what password you put in here. We can always go find it if we need to. I've actually never needed this password for anything. But anyway, so go ahead and hit Add Domain. And it is going to add this on as an add-on domain for us to then build the website on our hosting provider. So the reason why we do this, guys, is because we have to have the files hosted on our hosting account. We can't point files. We can point the domain, but we can't necessarily point the files, the database files of a website. We have to internally host those on our server. So that's now been added to our account. Let's go back to the cPanel Home. And the next step is to install WordPress on that. So we build all with WordPress, and the place to do that, you're probably going to be tempted to go here. Don't actually do that. Let's go to Softaculous right here. Softaculous. Yeah, that's it. Almost said it wrong. Okay, so now this is where we go to the WordPress. Okay, we're going to go to Install, and we're going to find the domain in this that we just added on. So here's opwindowwashing.com. We're going to go down here. This is where you actually do want to have a username. I'm going to use your own personal username since this is your site, okay? And we can always get in. I'm actually not going to use that one. Let's do password for right now. It's very simple. Bad. Okay, and you don't really need to worry about the admin email. There's a lot of stuff here. You don't really need to know any of this, okay? Just fill out the username and password, and we're going to scroll down. You don't even need to pull those advanced options down, okay? So let's go ahead and hit install. Oh, of course. Let's password. I graduated in 2012. We'll do that. All right. Graduated college in 2012, by the way, just to provide some clarity. I won't tell you where I graduated because then you're going to judge me on it, and then we might have some problems because my team may not like your team may not like my team. I'm clearly wasting time as this thing's loading. Okay, we're good. So now this is going to depend on how long the DNS is taking to change over. So I'm going to click on this, but most likely it's not going to work because hey, I just installed WordPress. Most likely it's not going to work because it's just going to take a little bit longer. So I'm going to hit Command, I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm guessing this is probably not operational yet, but we'll see. Yep, not quite operational.